Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here today where we will be discussing the 2021 Formula 1 game which releases the 16th of July for non-deluxe and 3 days early on the 13th of July for deluxe games player thing. But yeah, we have after our video we have a lot to talk about without DP and KP anymore. Okay, as you can see, the HUD makes it looks a little bit more like realistic. So like it's going to be in the middle, like you know where your wheel is going to be there, so it looks more integrated with the real life F1. And also you can see the position counter and the lap count have changed to be a little bit thicker in size, which means leaves a little bit more of a black thing if you want to make it look a little bit more realistic. But yeah, I think it will look good at least. And we have the linear R&D thing, as so you don't have just a tree of over 1 million upgrades. Basically, it's basically, say you have 2 upgrades, you start off with 1, and then you start off with about 2, then you work your way down. It's like the same thing but without the tree, and it looks more linear. And then now you go over to the practice programs. So what you have to do, so basically you have race strategy, qualifying pace and tyre management. I think this might not be the full one, but you have about 5 objectives and you have 2 objectives. Actually you have 5, yeah, for over 100 resource points, score 30 points or over on race strategy, blah blah blah, 150. But then you have development boosts, engine power, this is all on race strategy, engine power, be the average speed, which basically means if you go over the average, I think you get more engine power without actually doing anything with your engine. Rear downforce, which means a little bit more downforce obviously, complete a lap while conserving fuel. So you're on race strategy, so on lap 4 you want to get most maximum data possible, so you choose to go into 5 laps. You complete a lap on lean mixture, you will get more rear downforce. Weight reduction, incur below average wear within a single lap. I think that just means that if you are lower than average you get weight reduction. Not too sure about that one because I do not understand the wording. And then you also have percentage on the rain, so like if it's going to rain in, let's say, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, you're going to have 3%. And we're now to my team solo career options, which basically have, so you know, like you have Claire right now, yeah, you have meet the press. You can either turn that on and off, so if you don't want to meet Claire or whoever else is and you don't have time, you don't get them interviews anymore. And the R&D management, you can either have it automated so the team do it for you, so you can look at what they're doing but you can't upgrade yourself. That makes sense. Or you can have it on like you do right now. Team acclaim rate. The team acclaim rate for player AI, acclaim rate for player and AI, resource rate player and AI, cash rate player and AI. You can either turn up standard, default, lower or increase. So it basically means increases to make. So if you're an average casual player, you do about a race a week, let's say, yeah, you're most likely going to go for increase so you can get to your more playtime as a top team, really, like quicker. So like in season 2 you could be up there with the Mercedes and that, and you can also set different levels, so you can be low, you can be low, AI can be higher, so it makes it a little bit more thing. And now we're back to something new in this F1 2021 game as well. Player faults, fault frequency, you can have that on, off, obviously, off, low, default, increased. And you have fault type, so you can be low, high, I think. I'm not too sure about that, but it means you can have random engine failures too. So say if in my career Leclerc had an engine failure in Brazil where we did to secure P3, that could just mean that we secured P3, but as a result he's had an engine failure. But however, I could also have an engine failure in that race. I explained it a little bit weirdly, didn't I? And if we go over to the R&D. Okay, I should explain this while we were on R&D, but you have this little pie chart you do. So, current performance, which is more of a circle but not the whole circle. Potential performance, which is the outside of the circle, and competition potential, which just basically means, say if you're bad at Mercedes, you can see where they are and where they're not, where their strong point is and where their strong point isn't. And now we go to race type. I think we have it as casual, standard, and expert. Expert, I don't know what any of these mean, like in terms of settings yet though. Okay, safety car. You can have it increased or decreased, or normal, or off if you wanted it off or not. Also, you have rules and flags on, corner cutting, park firm A, and formation lap normal. As we now head on to the My Team dilemmas. So you can have a fault in your factory. Say if your sim got a software error, you can even accept by a new one, which in the long run helps, but in the short term you lose more money. Or you can decline to save money, really. So in the short term you're saving money, but in the long term you're not, because it's going to affect your AI, everything. Say if you sim like 2 races a season, you can have a wait, what's that one? It would affect your AI a lot more than it would normally. But you also have department events. Say like it's someone's birthday in the aerodynamics department, but it's also someone's in the chassis department. You have to work out a balance between whose birthday you want more, be celebrated more, which gives more morale to that team. So if you're lacking in downforce but you're quite high in the chassis, you would most likely choose the downforce, so you can get up there because it helps the R&D time. And you can have more training with your teammates, so you can either have training for pace or awareness, depends. So if he's lacking a lot of pace but his awareness is really high, you will choose pace. AI focus stat, which is new because it's drive readiness and motivation. So if they want to do good, they'll most likely do good, better than usual. But this isn't affected by anything Codemasters put out or anything within, like, so if they in 29 last game they were putting out performance patches for the teams, not the teams, the drivers. That won't happen with this. This just means it's solely affected on you. But okay, we're back to customization now. So you can have driver stickers on the Halo. I'm not too sure what that means, but also you can have victory rate called out. So you can, I'm not saying any of these in the game because I do not know anything, but say if you want Vettel's Grazie in it, you can have that, but it's also called out to the fans or team or both. Okay, on to co-op career. This is getting interesting now. Co-op career. So you can have 2 modes. Contract mode where you fight for acclaim and contracts. Say if you want Mercedes but your mate also wants Mercedes, you can have a fight for that. You can. But co-op friendly, which I like to call it, which just no contract, no acclaim, just smooth sailing, trying to win or battle each other without any contracts and stuff. But you can also swap out a friend. If say if you had a massive argument with them, you can swap them out. And there might be multiple save slots. So say if you want one with your brother and one with your friend, you can have one with your brother and friend without interfering. Yep. Okay. Real season start. You can jump into the current season. So when 2021 gets released, I think it will be the Austria, just after Austria. So Verstappen's doing the championship there. You're Hamilton, you just bounced back from an awful Austrian race. You want to try to overtake Hamilton. Verstappen. You're going to have to fight for that, or you can have it low if you want like Mazepin to win it. But then it's obviously the same to have points. So Hamilton's on 399 and Verstappen's on 400. Let's say. Hypothetically, this will not happen at this point, but there's 1 point. You will have that 1 point advantage. You will also have R&D. So say if you're in Baku, how many amount of races we've done this season, the game will approximately try to approach how much R&D they've done in real life. It might not always be thing, but you can also rewrite history. So say if you're Schumacher, you're in your first ever F1 season, you're quite below, you got no points, and you just storm up the table to win it. That's rewriting history, of course. And now we head on to breaking point. So there will be 3 drivers: Aiden Jackson, Casper Aiken, and Devon Butler, the one everyone hates. Family life is included, so I think it's like Jennifer Aiken and that. But you will have insane CGI cutscenes, so it's not the same engine for cutscenes. It's professional engine, I think it is. Professional story writers. So let's say Dave Filoni is an amazing story writer, which he is actually. Big up Star Wars. They could have him in the game writing the story for Breaking Point, so it's not just Cody's writers. Not the same end. Oh, sorry, just went over that. You will have 3 different seasons: F2 2019, F1 2020, and F1 2021. You will start as Aiden Jackson, so you don't make up your own character. There's other characters, like I said, like Jennifer Aiken, I think it was, or something. And that's Casper Aiken's fighting with his mind, fighting his demons, thinking if he's good enough for F1 or good enough for nothing and stuff. And then you have Devon Butler, which we've gone over. There are 5 selectable teams. So you have Racing Point for the 2020 season, and Aston Martin for the 2021 season. AlphaTauri, which would be the most logical thing to go for. Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams, which means, so you'll be fighting with the press, you're getting social media, you're getting slated by other drivers through phone calls and that can affect your morale, and hopefully it will cause you to do better on track. Then it's about 6 hours playtime, which means it's casual for the casual player, so it'll probably bring a lot more casual players in. It would. And that's it for this video, and I hope you will like and subscribe. Goodbye.